Okay, we're gonna take the first step in preparing the body for the Squatting Sumo caddis. And what I've done is I've threaded 3 glass beads on 0x tippet, just like this. And the next step will be to burn the ends of the mono with a lighter. Get my patriotic lighter out and just burn the ends of that. And without burning yourself, let that dry for a sec. Next step, I've taken some clear cure goo, some CCG, thin, and I'll just drizzle it on the end of my beads. Get a little bit more here, and I want to make sure that I cover the front side of the beads as well. And you could use your rotary vise for this. I just use my fingers, and it produces this little chunky caddis body. If you look at the naturals closely, you'll notice that they're quite stocky in nature, and hence the name the Squatting Sumo caddis. But after you get the desired body that you're looking for, what you'll do then is just zap it with your flashlight. Okay, so once we finish making our body, what I'll do then is just start my thread behind the head here and wrap back to about the point of the hook. Right? The reason why I'm using just copper for this fly is because of the color combo for the body. It just looks a little more natural. And what I'll do then is take the body that we made earlier, and I'll tie that in right there on top of the fly. And I'll just wrap that forward here. Make sure that's good and secure. Trim the mono. Alright. Next, I'll just build up a little bit of thread here behind the eye. You could put lead here behind the eye if you'd like as well. Add a little bit of amber colored antron. I'll turn my vise. I'll go ahead and slowly wrap that around, and then just tie it in on the bottom of the hook. Gives it a little more lifelike appearance there. And then I don't need to worry about a bump here because I'm just going to dub over it. And then I've prepared a little dubbing mix here. It's professional dubbing from Trout Hunter. It's Renee Harrop's in tannish yellow. Hold that up here a little closer. Alright, so equal mixtures of tannish yellow and rust colored dubbing. Great for caddis emergers and nymphs, as you can see there on the package. Okay, then I've added another little twist to the equation here. I've cut up some CDC here in dark dun. I've taken about 3 of those feathers, cut off the fibers from the stem, and mixed it in with the pinch of both of those dubbings. And what I'll do is I won't rub it too tight, or excuse me, dub it too tight, because I want some of these fibers to be sticking out. I want to almost create almost like a hairy like appearance. When you look at the naturals, you'll see hairy like appendages coming off of the body as the caddis emerge. Make sure that's a little tighter there. Alright. Now you can see there there's some really nice fibers coming off of there. You can see the little CDC fibers sticking out, as well as the some of those dubbing fibers as well, which makes for a nice little body. And then what I'll do then is next is just take my trusty little dubbing brush and then brush some of these fibers out. I won't wait until I've finished the fly. Alright, next step, I've prepared a shoulder feather from a partridge, just like that. Okay, these are going to simulate legs that will help this caddis swim to the surface before he emerges. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is cut off the tip right there. Alright, so my feather's going to look just like this. Okay, then I'll fold these fibers back forward just like that, so I have a V. Okay, and cool little trick here to create legs is I'll pinch that lightly on top of the fly, and I can judge here how long I want my legs to be by where I pinch it with my finger. Right? Then I can just ever so gently bring that feather around. You can see that feather's starting to twist. Okay. Then I'll go with some tight wraps after that, and it essentially spins right on the hook. You can see that. It's a nice little trick. Okay, then I will cut that fiber out. Next step is to grab a piece of ostrich herl here. I've got some brown. The heads on caddis are generally darker than the body, so I'm using a darker color here. Go ahead and tie that ostrich in. I'll jam that stem into the bead, make it a little more durable. Okay, then I'll lick my fingers. I'll fold these ostrich fibers back like so, and I'll begin wrapping my head forward, touch and turns. Okay, and I'll trap the ostrich fiber right there, and then the next step will be to add some horns to it. The naturals have horns. I'll take fibers from a wood duck, dyed mallard flank. So it's mallard flank dyed wood duck. Okay, you see the natural curve of the fiber. Take my fingernail and add a little more curve. Place those right on top of the hook. Separate them. Trim. And now you're ready to whip finish. Throw a 4-turn whip in there. And that is the Squatting Sumo caddis. Thanks for watching. Alright, so here's the wet version. We got the fly wet, dunked it in water, and here's how the Squatting Sumo caddis looks wet. Now with the beads in the back, you can see how it becomes translucent, just like the natural pupa. And you can see how and why this pattern would work so well because of those qualities.